Hello, welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. I know that it has been now a month in real life since a week has passed in our game, but I'm excited to see the results of this one. So, just a recap for people who are new, or if you just are tuning in for the first time in a long time onto this campaign. Uh, Basically, we're in September of 1941, about to go into October, and we're about to end the turn. And what we're really hoping for in these next couple of turns is that things start to peter out, especially in the north. We really need the northern advance to get basically stopped dead in its tracks. And then in the south, we need to prevent Kharkov from being taken. If we can achieve those two things, um, I feel pretty good about our chances going into the winter. Because we do have quite a bit of force built up in the reserve front that I want to use in kind of a little bit of a counterattack. Nothing major, but just enough to maybe kill off 5 divisions. That's kind of my goal. 4 or 5 divisions. More, obviously, if I can get them, but I'd be happy with 5. Another thing that's going to happen pretty soon is the weather's going to become so bad that we're just going to have to ground our planes. We're still flying some missions now, but there's going to come a point in the near future where that's not going to be possible anymore. So they cleared our guy out of Bryansk. That was still funny no matter what. So I don't mind that too much. Got a hold there, but they're probably just softening that up more than anything. So they shifted some panzers around over there. That's the good thing about having guards divisions here, is that we're actually holding pretty effectively. And luckily it's against mostly Rumenians in the south. That's okay. I expected to have to retreat a few hexes here. Just trying to buy some time. They're hitting us a lot, and that's okay. I'm hoping they don't break through into Zaporizhzhia. Looks like my line is kind of holding here. I'm getting a lot of free wins off these little battles, which is always good. Yeah, I mean, the guys were here just to make sure they couldn't get over the river for free, which they did their job. But obviously now they're over the river, so I didn't intend to hold this forever, but obviously everywhere else along the Dnieper, things have already been crossed. Alright, so this is the scary part. Will they be able to get all the way up to that rail line? They're going to blow through the 50th and 43rd Army, no problem. Those are very weak. These are the last few weeks that they have, though, before the mud really starts, so they got to do something here. So I was kind of anticipating a lot of attacks. This battle of the first battle of Kursk here is quite big. Arguably, I think it's bigger than the historical one because we have a lot more troops in that area. than the Soviets did historically. Because a lot of these guys historically were already dead. They had been pocketed at Kuban. Oof. That was a big loss. We're getting hit with kind of their best, the best of their best over here, so it's not surprising that we're getting pushed. Also, I'm still just not really happy with the reserve and western fronts. The leadership is good, but the divisions are just, we're very disorganized this turn, so we had to move a lot of things around, and that does incur some dice roll penalties. Nothing major, but overall things are, I mean, we're giving up good fights. These are not horrible battles. We're giving them as good as we are taking. And that's it. That's interesting. They're being forced to air resupply pretty close to the front. Not that I have any air superiority up over there, but if I could put some planes up over Kiev, that'd be kind of a pain in their ass, I bet. I mean, they are putting up some air cover over them, but it might be worth trying to do. I don't know if I have any planes that have that kind of range at this point in the war. I don't know what the ranges of my longest range fighters are, because I don't have any airfields that I've built that are kind of in that in-between area between Kharkov and Kiev, because my intention was to just bail back to Kharkov, but maybe that was wrong. Alright, so it was a pretty big turn in terms of battles. There were a lot of battles there, and that resulted in quite a lot of death. So we lost 46,828 men, 648 guns, 256 armored fighting vehicles, and 123 planes. Not insignificant losses by the Axis as well. So they lost almost 28,000 men, 158 guns, and 54 armored fighting vehicles. With those losses being, pretty significant in terms of killed. They almost lost 6,000 dead. And 22,000 wounded. So, a lot were killed. In our side, we had 15.5 thousand killed. So we also had a lot of dead, which indicates these battles are very high intensity. Not a lot of encirclements happening at this point, which is a good sign that our strategy is working. That we're setting things up basically how we wanted it. We did lose the entirety of the 12th Tank Division. I don't know if that was because they were disbanded due to an order of battle change or what, but we lost the entirety of them, and we lost 3 anti-air regiments, or regiment and 2 battalions. That just means we had a city that was overran. So it was a bloody turn. I knew it had to be a bloody turn because there were going to be places where the Germans have to push over certain areas before winter, and I knew it was gonna happen. On the northern front, so this is off map in the northern front theater box. The Axis reached the Severe River, which means that Karelia has been captured by the Axis. Then there's nothing really we can do about that. That's kind of on its own timeline. We could commit a little bit more in terms of troops up there, but they have 30 divisions, 369,000 men. They should be able to handle it, I feel like. So I'm not going to add anything to the Northern Front at this time. And then we had the first Moscow Conference, which took place on September 29 to April 1st. William Averill Harriman represented the U.S., and Lord Beaverbrook, wow, that's a hell of a name, Beaverbrook, represented the United Kingdom and met with Stalin in Moscow. The discussions involved the promise of aid and support by the Allies to the Soviet Union in the common fight against Nazi Germany. Based on the conference agreements for the period of October 1941 through June 42, the U.S. and Great Britain would provide monthly deliveries to the USSR of 400 airplanes, 500 tanks, anti-aircraft and anti-tank guns, motor vehicles, aluminum, and other metals. In return, the USSR promised deliveries to the Americans and British of large quantities of raw materials needed for war production. And this is a picture of William A. Harriman, circa 1941. Nice suit. Very nice suit. All right, so here we are. October 5th, 1941. And our main objectives for this turn are pretty simple. Don't die, as usual. I think we're going to focus on this little thing here first, because I think we can do some good with our planes down here. So I want to check out what we already have set up by the Southern Air Command, because they are very, very spread out as far as a air group goes. And we want to make sure that these planes here are not completely abandoned. These are just I-16s, but still, I'd rather not have them insta-die. So I think what I'll do is maybe I'll move them over to the other airbase here, everyone to this airbase. And I think we probably want to bring in, is this a level 2 airbase or is this only a level 1? Because I was thinking maybe bringing in another air group into here, but if that's only a level 1, then probably not a good idea to do so. I do have quite a few planes here already. Maybe we shouldn't. See what we have for directives going on. I know they've been busy little beavers over here doing their air attacks, but I want to make sure that they're doing the right things at this point in the game. Quite a few air superiority missions. Do we want that to keep going? Do we even want planes in Zaporizhzhia anymore? Do I think I can hold it? That's a very good question. Because we know they popped over the river and wrecked the 27th Cavalry Division. But the 27th Cavalry Division was kind of intended to get beat up. I wish I knew if there was something in this hex. I would know, right? Like, these guys would tell me if there was someone there. So they didn't cross the river. So I could just move right back in there. So I could probably hold this if I can find infantry divisions, which I probably can. Oof, this is just a naval infantry brigade. It's not even a real division. Mechanized division's got 0 combat prep. A lot of these have 0 combat prep. Damn. Maybe I should transfer someone up there with the 147th Rifle Division if I can get them all the way up there. Because otherwise we're going to have no hex that's strong enough. 67th Cavalry, or 62nd Cavalry Division can kind of do it. But not that effectively. It's saying we have a 16 on defense there, which is probably enough to hold. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I want to pull my Air Force out of there. think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk holding them in there. And if I have to, I will shift down an infantry division from here. From the 18th Army and give them down. I hate to do that because I would like to start shifting the 18th Army up to defend Zaporizhzhia. Zaporizhzhia is already in some issues. Oh, geez, these guys need to get pulled back. Got lag 3s. Got mostly fighters up in the front. That's good. It's also very good that they didn't push up to kill these guys that are on the rail line, because that could have been an absolute disaster. It's good that they didn't break through very far over here either, because I really want to be pulling back to this next river line. That's kind of where I want to defend. Oof, they got over that river. This Panzer division. I wonder if I can knock that back. Probably not. Yeah, definitely not. That would be really nice to try to kill them against the river there, though. But they have 3 on defense. If only they had split up into regiments, then I could have killed them. I'm just still very pleased with that thing over here with Bryansk. That was hilarious. I've been keeping my Western Front boyos on rest. Oh, that's kind of concerning. Wow, they got a full Panzer division over here. They're definitely bringing a lot more now at our flank. Wonder if it's time to bring in some reinforcements into this area. Maybe they're realizing that the push to Leningrad ain't gonna happen this year. They're just kind of giving it up. Because I'm noticing that the strength now up here is a lot less than it was. 2 Corps is that's an infantry corps. So that's good to know that 2 Corps is there. I think it even says it on the, 2 Corps. So it's good to know that their infantry corps is apparently up on this right side now, and that their tanks are on the left. 12 Panzers over here. This is part of one of their motorized corps. Don't know which one, but I am not a German player, so I don't know all their corps arrangements. And then here, this looks like it's all infantry again, so probably the best strategy is just to give ground a little bit so we can get back to this river line, and then just try to hold the river line. Maybe you can hit that. So on the attack, we do have this mechanized division here is very strong on the attack. So maybe it is worth hitting this with some bombers. Use the Western Air Command. Fly no matter what. We're going to have some operational losses here, but that's okay. We're going to be attacking the unit with just some bombers. The escorts are out of range. Oh, but these guys are just set to rest. So we want to put them on normal. And we'll activate them for this turn. So they're activated for day and night attacks. Now let's click on this. Click on this. Now let's see, we're getting 20 escorts. Good, that's what I wanted. We'll launch a few more strikes. And then we'll pop these guys as well. And we will give them orders to fly under all conditions. This is going to be the same 2 groups, essentially, so we really want to hit these guys hard if we can. Now, how much damage this is actually going to do, I'm not so sure. but I want to use up some of my bombers for this task because I'm kind of scared of those 2 divisions. Well, one I want to kill, the other I'm scared of. 2 different issues. Alright, so down here, let's see. Is the weather shit down here too? Air weather. It is raining, so probably not gonna fly anything. It ain't gonna clear up next week, that's for sure. Lot of rain. Let's just have the I-16s fly. So I'll have them do a bunch of. We'll just have them do air superiority over like this whole little area here. Maybe not that big. There we go. That'd be a nice little battle for them to have. Yeah, we'll keep doing that one. That one. Don't know what this is actually doing here. Besides getting people killed. And same with this one. I probably will never run this mission again, so let's not do that one. Okay. That will kind of do us, I think. In the north, the weather's too bad, so nobody's flying anyway. Let's execute. And then next time, we will do the ground turn. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Really have been hoping that the big attacks start stalling out and that maybe we could finally get some offense in. So that's really our goal for the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. Just try to completely stall out any sort of German attacks and then hit them where it hurts, which is wherever they put up weak infantry divisions, we will kill them. Maybe a panzer division or 2. That would be nice. Alright, so let's look at the results. I'm mostly interested in these 2 ground attacks on our 2 German divisions that we were targeting. So we got some interdiction results, not great ones. We were able to hit the target 3 times, resulting in the loss of a little over 100 men. I'm happy with that. On this other one, all we did was interdict a little bit and lost a lot of planes for it, so their flak was pretty effective at shooting us down. This Battle of Kursk is going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because if we have Rush divisions there, and whether or not they are strong enough to hold up against the Panzer army that's currently thrown up against them, I am not so sure. So we'll see that next time. Till then, see ya.